Hello, doing another update video, let you know what's going on in the background. How are you? Is everything okay? Are we okay? Live stream. So the question, do I do a live stream or not? And I threw it out there after the last not live stream video for reactions. And let's just say that the feedback on it is mixed. Do I do one? So I think what I've decided after the feedback of that is if I get to 100k subscribers, then I'll do a live stream. I think, what should I do for my 100 subscriber count if I get there? Don't take anything for granted. But if I do get there, do the live stream. I think that that's a thing I could do. I'd have to get Liam round to show me how to set up a live stream thing. Is this thing too high? Do I need to drop it down? Looks like my head should be in the top of half, shouldn't it? 1 minute. Is that better? That might be better. So yeah, 100k, do a live stream, answer community questions, talk to people out there, and answer stuff and things. Because I could do a Q&A like, ask me questions and I'll answer them, but then I'll get 58,000 questions and I won't answer any of them, or I might answer 2 or 3 of them badly. Plus also all the people who are in the Discord, all the deployment zone.tv supporters who've got their Discord access, I get asked questions in there quite regularly, get DM'd quite regularly. So asking YouTube community as well to jump on top of all of that would be a crazy amount of questions, and I'll get lost in the noise. And actually, I feel like I let some people down by not answering all the things. But if we do a live stream thing, then you can ask me questions through that and I'll try and do it. So if we get the 100k thingy bob live stream, sounds like a plan. Looking at the current subby numbers, it should be spring next year. There's been a tail off. I think it's to do with 9th edition. There's been a tail off in the number of people watching overall 40k content, I've noticed, because us content creators, we're paranoid about the numbers. What do the numbers mean, Mason? What do they mean? Pay attention to what the subscriber count is doing, what the views are doing, what the engagement is, and people on other channels and other content creators, how are they all getting on. And there's definitely less appetite for 40k content in general on YouTube, I think. There are some, obviously, YouTube channels doing really well and growing and growing and growing, and mine is still growing and the numbers are still good. But when you compare it to the numbers with other people's stuff and things, I mean, in the height of 8th edition a couple of years ago, where everyone was really excited, and I've done loads of videos about making sure that the rules pack is as, what's the word? When the rules were as open and as accessibility, and loads of people came back in, then back then many YouTube channels were having videos with over 100k views or 200k views for a battle report, and those seem to be getting rarer and rarer these days. So yeah, 100k, hopefully get there in the spring. But I noticed that our community, the number of people who watch 40k content online is thinning a bit. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my channel, but I don't think it is. And I think it's a consequence of 9th edition and how popular this edition is versus previous editions. So I should really do a video. One of the videos that I've got bubbling in my mind is, because I did that one which is what I think of 9th edition. So that's a comment that I get asked from time to time, what do I think of 9th edition? So I tried to summarize all my thoughts in one video, and I ended up missing out about a dozen things that I could have said as well. Another video that I could do that people keep asking is, what would I do? If I could write 10th edition, what would I do? How would Winters fix Warhammer 40k? That's the video I need to make, I think. What would I do to fix the game? Or what would it look like if I designed 40k? Or something along those lines. What's the title? What should the title be? Winters fixes Warhammer 40k. Or Winters 40k 9th edition. Or what I would do, how's this for a thumbnail title? What I would do for Warhammer 40k if I was the CEO of Games Workshop. That one doesn't work, does it? So anyway, want to do that video. I will do that video. I'll figure that one out and get my thoughts together. I've got quite a few thoughts on that one. Another video series that I need to do is, because I'm doing a Winters tournament practice thing. I hope you guys saw the one that I did recently, which was Sisters versus Death Guard. That's my Death Guard tournament practice list. Got the Death Watch tournament practice list, done a couple of fights with them. They're in the deployment zone. I've been fighting recently with Grey Knights match play lists, but the list that I've got isn't a tournament list. It's like a 70-80 point list. It's not a 90-100 point list. So yeah, so anyway, what was I saying? Winters tournament practice, 40k. Oh yeah, we're to do a series which is what I've learned on trying to get better at match play. Winters teaches you what he learned while trying to get better at match play, instead of all the tournament narrative play, open play stuff that I do. Again, that title needs work. What should that title be? Winters Tournament School? Winters Top Tips? Can't do that one. Done that one already. What Winters learned from match play. Anyway, ideas for a series of videos that I can make. And I'm thinking about making like 10-minute ones, like 5-10-minute ones, because there's loads of stratagem stuff out there. There's loads of people that focus in on the match play shenanigans and how to get better at the game and how to write better lists and what you should be thinking about and all those sorts of things. This is not that. This is, I want to do the headlines, the big things that stood out to me and why they stood out to me. So for example, one of the things that stood out to me was it's not about killing anymore. Well, it can be. There are 3 main types of lists, and one of the main types of lists is a kill, kill, kill list, but that might not necessarily win you games of match play. In 8th edition and previously, it was about how good your list was. Have you got a really awesome Uber list, which is really tanky and really killy, and it scores as it goes? Now it's more along the lines of, is your list built around scoring the secondaries, and then how do you go about doing that? Not killing first, secondaries first, and then primary second. Anyway, there's a list, there's a video, a series of videos, like 10 nuggets to take away when trying to get better at match play. And I've got to let that gestate in the mind for a little bit longer, bubble away. So there's one on secondaries, there's a couple on lists, and there's a couple of videos and lists, and there's perhaps one video on some of the not ABC, but some of the key things that I try to keep in mind when I play match play. So the Revelation 1, list type version 1s, and then things to look out for. And they can all be about 10 minutes long. I think I could get that over. And by doing it that way, by cutting them down and making them key bullet points, that's how my brain works. When I'm reading all the other stuff and listening to all the podcasts about people saying, oh, you should do this and you should do this, and as soon as it goes more than 10 minutes in, or as soon as they hit more than 2 or 3 points, the brain just switches off. I like to focus in on 1-2 points. Focus on 1-2 points, and let's boil down those 1-2 points of why they're good, why they're bad, why they are significant points. That's how my brain works. I can't juggle more than 2 penguins at a time. I'll drop a penguin and there'll be broken bones everywhere. Just do. So yeah, that's the kind of series that I'm thinking about making as well. And I think I'll put that one on YouTube, because I think it's better for everyone to grab some of that, I think. And plus I put a lot of videos in the deployment zone anyway. So that's all the things coming up. I've also, a couple of weeks ago, we went to Weekend at Paul's. You guys know SayHiPaul, right? SayHiPaul's awesome. If you're not subscribed to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'll put a link below. Anyway, he's been in a bunch of my videos, and what he decided to do was invite us all round. And when I say us, I mean the deployment zone regulars, the Mikey P's, the Steve Not Robs, the Rob Not Steves, the Quipsters, the Warsmith Chris, the Brapscallions, the Sultans, all the regulars that you see in the deployment zone and on YouTube regularly. He invited round to his house for the weekend and cooked us all curry and looked after us for 3 whole days. And it was epic. And we ate a lot and we drank a lot, and people sleeping on the landing or on the sofa and all over the place. And he had a table set up in his garage where he normally does all the filming for his YouTube channel, SayHiPaul YouTube channel. And then there was one set up in his kitchen and one set up in his spare bedroom. So there's 3 tables set up. And as well as 40k, people played X-Wing and Aeronautica and a few other bits. I think Sultan came away from there with a brand new Aeronautica army. I played 5 games. 5 games of 40k. Did film one. There's a new series which will be appearing in the deployment. Well, it's coming out tomorrow. Part 1 of Operation Nurgle's Garden, which is loosely based around Operation Market Garden from the Second World War. Guard versus Nurgle. I'm going to put part 1 on YouTube tomorrow. And when that one goes up on YouTube tomorrow, part 2 will already be in the deployment zone. Part 2 has got some of the worst dice rolling I've ever seen in a battle report ever. And if it was just a normal game that we played, not attached to a campaign, I probably wouldn't publish it because it's just that bad. It's horrendous. But because it's part of a narrative, then we can, that's the way the dice tell the story, right? The dice tell the story in a narrative game. If you roll that 1 and you miss the Khan effects, then you miss the Khan effects. If you roll that 6 on Overwatch and you kill the thing before it comes charging in, and the swinginess of dice rolling in narrative play is good for narrative play because that's the way the story unfolded. That's what happened. That was an awesome shot. That was a terrible shot. That was a great save. That was horrific. He died horribly screaming in that crater with lava bubbling around him and Nurglings feasting on his eyeballs. You let the dice tell the story. So because it's part of a narrative game, keeping it in there, that's what happens in the story with Operations Nurgle's Garden Part 2. So yeah, that one's going up on, Part 2 is going in the deployment zone on Sunday, YouTube on Monday, Part 1. Yes, I'm back at SayHiPaul. Played 5 games, filmed 1 of them, and that's the 3rd and final part with 5 players in it. A 5-player one. Me and Warsmith Chris held the line with Death Guard against 3 different Imperial Guard regiments. Vaudium 29th, the Asinian 37th, and the Vulcanus 22nd. All coming at us. That was a glorious one. Filmed that SayHiPaul. Really enjoyed that one. Was off the beer. We did that one first before we got too sourced up. So it actually makes quite a bit of sense. And then the other 4 games were mainly match play shenanigans around that house with those fluffy buddies. But it's good fun to try my match play lists because I don't get to play them as much as I'd like to play them. I like open war narrative play and match play. Look, I like ice cream and cookies. Who doesn't like ice cream and cookies? If you gave me a choice, like here's a box of cookies or 6 cornettos, what would you rather have? Now, it's funny, isn't it? Because a year ago I'd be like Hob Nobs, but now I'm deep into cornettos right now. I'm loving my cornettos. So if you offered me right now, would you like a box of Hob Nobs or a box of cornettos? Then I'll go for the cornettos, but that's probably because I've had far too many Hob Nobs. So match play and play now, I love them all. I like playing a good match play game against someone who's got a match play list and working out the puzzle. And just as I really love doing the narrative open side of things, telling a story. If I had to pick one, it would be narrative. I like making campaigns and playing the stories more, but it's not that or match play. It's that and match. I like that and match play. It's like I like that and match play, and I like Black Library, and I like painting stuff, and I like going to events and meeting people from the wonderful deployment zone community. Got quite a few events coming up. There's the October DZ Day at tabletopevents.co.uk. I'm going to that one, and that's the first weekend of October. So for all of you guys who are going to that one, I'll see you there. Then there is the 100-player Firestorm event in November, which I'm not going to, but Monkey and a bunch of all the other ones. Monkey's running it, Stylus is there, Brap's there, Sultan's there, I think Liam's there. Loads of people going to that one at Firestorm in Cardiff in November. There's the super secret deployment zone narrative 2-day narrative campaign, which I can't talk about yet, so ignore that one. That's December. King in the North in January, that's sold out. We've also got the DZ Day in November and December as well, and then the DZ Days in February, March, because that's the club. The DZ Day Club at Belper is still on. So loads of events, really looking forward to meeting up with people. Oh yes, and that's what popped into my mind. The big event, No Retreat Legends. Beginning of November, no retreat legends at Gibraltar. Looking forward to this one. That's what I'm doing my winter's tournament practice around. Now, practiced on the Death Guard, and the Death Guard are good. They're very killy with Mortarion in it, very killy, but they don't score hugely high, and I'm having thoughts about that one. The Death Watch, very good, very killy, but too much of a finesse list. So you're having to think about overlapping stuff all the time, a bit like with Grey Knights, when you get into finesse lists, which are, I think, more fun to play. I love doing the stuff where you're trying to buff that unit there, put your stratagem on that unit there, so you charge with that one, then you counter thing, and you watch these plans unfold, and then boom, and you make it, and when it comes off, you feel like a goddamn genius. So I love finesse lists. And when, of course, when it goes horribly wrong, you feel like an idiot, which is most of the time. So I love finesse lists, but for a 2-day, 3-day event, at which no retreat legends is, thinking about that for mission 1 and then mission 2, then make my brain melt. So I'm not sure if a finesse list is the list to go for at no retreat. So really looking forward to that one in November. You guys need to keep your eye out for that. So when the no retreat, so subscribe to SM Battle Reports. They're below, link below. They're going to be doing some live streaming from the event. We're going to be filming some stuff from the event. I'm going out there with Liam. Subscribe to Liam Dempsey below. Someone asked me, you keep saying this stuff in the videos, link in the video, where do I find it? So on your phone or on your TV, if there's when it says the name of the video, right? So whatever the name of this video is, I haven't thought of it yet. On the right, there should be like an arrow pointing down. You click on that, and then it will come up with like a video description. And it's in the video description. So you've got a video title, then video description. So when I say link below, it's all in the video description. While we're talking about links in the video description, there's also a link in this video description, link below, which is my Element Games affiliate link. Because if you buy anything through clicking that link, then I get a little bit of kickback. So if you want to support me and you don't want to join the deployment zone and you don't want to be a channel member or be a Patreon or anything like that, all the stuff that I always bang on about, but you still want product and glues and paints and things, click on that, because it's a way to support me. Because then if you buy stuff through that, then yeah, kickback. So yeah, Operation Nurgle's Garden coming. Very excited for that one. The video ideas I've ran past you. The league idea, Winter's 40k League, is moving forward now, actually. So I've got some idea about what I want it to look like, and got a sponsor involved with all the mats, looking at tabletopevents.co.uk to be the place where we can all meet. And now I need to work out some of the video stuff in the background and the Google Doc to log it all and work out a PDF. So what I'm thinking of doing in 2021 is having a place where you guys can go to. So it costs £15 because we'll pay for the hall. And you go to this place and you play 2 games, 2 competitive match games, which are not a tournament, and there's no prizes, there's no nothing. But if you're sitting at home right now, little Timmy's sitting at home with Sandra, George and Pete, and you're thinking, well, we'll play here, and you play around each other's house all the time, normally at Pete's house because he's got the best setup, but you don't want to go to tournaments and you don't want to go to events and they're all too expensive, but you do want to try out your lists against someone else without going to the local club, because if you go to a local club, that guy's at the local club, and you know, let's meet on neutral ground. So Timmy and Sandra, you guys, you can sign up for you can book a ticket to Winter's tournament practice and go to tabletopevents.co.uk and play 2 games each. And you play a game 3 hours long, have some lunch, hour, and then a game 3 hours long, have another match play. And the tables are there and the setup's there and everything's there. And then at the end, we'll collate everyone's scores. And what we'll do is we'll start developing leagues. So we'll see, so you'll be able to see over time just how good your team is, or you are, versus other people around the country, and indeed other people from other leagues. Imagine if the Hampshire Harriers turned up with the Swindon Snothounds and they were both there on the same day and they played each other, and then you could figure out whether the Hampshire Harriers are better than the Swindon Snothounds, for example. So I want to get this league idea going. The idea behind it is, if you're going to a tournament and you want to practice, this is a good place to go. If you're sitting at home with your local group of people, your local friends, and you just want a good couple of games outside of the local meta, then you could go to this place and play a couple of games. And then we can start ranking winners, wins, losses, scores, areas. We can do all sorts of things with data, I'm sure. And if it proves popular, we'll run more of them, and I'll do video updates about the whole thing. And if it doesn't prove popular, then that one will die and we'll cut that one out. But it's a nice idea. It came from my idea of, I'm doing my Winters tournament practice stuff. Most of the videos on Deployment Zone, as you know, some of them on YouTube now. But also there has been a good dozen or so that I've done and I haven't filmed because I'm playing with the other SEOs with unpainted stuff or proxied stuff every now and then. Not much unpainted, not much proxy from my point of view, but a little bit, because I really like playing painted models only. But particularly against some of the other SEOs. Played yesterday against Alex SEO, and we proxied pretty much all of the Dark Angels list that he threw against me with the Melters and the Assault Plasma spam with Azrael there. You've got Azrael telling the Assault Plasmas to reroll all hits and giving them a 5-up invulnerable save, and they've got Transhuman Physiology on, running around all over the place with Weapons of the Dark Age being absolute dicks. And they're not even the part in the match play list that's scoring. The stuff all around the edges and the blade guard coming forward, those are the ones all scoring. So even if you shoot the crap out with the plasma guys, and if you do, he just puts Transhuman on them, and they've got a 4-up invulnerable save to shooting attacks, and Transhuman, they're basically Terminators, 2-win Terminators, and you finally kill them, then he's going to outscore you on the other stuff. So it was an interesting list, but we proxied a lot, most of what he used in that, because he doesn't have half of it. So there's a lot of match play stuff going on in the background like that I'm doing in the run up to the no retreat stuff, because trying to get my head around match play shenanigans. And in that we're talking to Alex SEO and Grey Knight SEO and having chats, and we were thinking, wouldn't it be nice if the three of us, maybe bring Paul along with us as well, could go to a place. We all pay £15 each, and we get, because we're hiring the hall essentially. So you go to this place, you get your ticket, you get your PDF form, and on the PDF form it's got the rules, and the rules will basically say follow the ITC rules of conduct. Don't be a dick, be excellent to each other, and go and test your list out against someone else and find out whether your list is any good, find out if your play style is any good, and then play another game. And you'll pretty soon, and then when you rank that against other people, you'll see where your list ideas or where you are in the meta, in that meta. See whether your meta, see where you rank. And if you go a couple of times, and as those numbers fill up, like one month we get 50 people, next month we get what? So we get 50, 50, 50. After 3 months, say we get 100, 100, 100. So it's popular, and there's 100. So we have 2 events in January and then 2 events in February. Because what we could do is sell tickets for the Saturday and sell tickets for the Sunday, because the Saturday could fill up, and then other people might want to come up for that weekend anyway. So we fill up tickets for the Sunday as well. So you could end up having like 80 tickets that weekend, 80 tickets this weekend, 80 week, and then you got 300 odd tickets sold. Maths. Once a few hundred tickets are sold and you've been there a couple of times, you can see exactly where your list idea is and your local meta is, and are you thinking about it the right way? Are you playing it the right way? Is your lists, are the ideas that you and your friends coming up with, me and Alex and Grey Knight coming up with, are they as good as we think they are? Or are they really, when you put them up against other people, not as good? And then the intention is to, and then you come away with that, and then you think, right, okay, then I need to tweak this, and then I need to tweak that. I consider the whole tournament league thingy bob idea, the 40k league, as a good way of testing lists, a good way of practicing for tournaments, and a good way of meeting like-minded people who've got there's going to be that guy there. There's always that he turns up or she turns up from time to time. But apart from them, which we'll kick out, we'll root them out, and then bury them in soft peat. They'll be gone. Because they can only turn up once, right? So if we encourage people to be sportsmanlike and be as helpful as they can be, and again, you're not trying to win a tournament. What you're trying to do is practice out your idea as best as you can against a like-minded person, also trying to practice their idea out as best as they can. Then what will happen in 99% of the cases is that there'll be a lot of like-minded people practicing and talking to each other and helping each other build better lists. I say 99% of cases. We'll also get the Hampshire Harriers versus the Swindon Swine Hogs versus these people. We'll also have leagues turn up or hobby groups turn up, people representing X and other people representing Y, going at it and trying to, and then rivalries can come out of that as well. So I see there's some fertile ground here. So I've been playing a bit of that out the back. And that's where that idea came from. Me and Alex were talking, me and Grey Knight were talking, wouldn't it be nice if we could go to a place and just play 2 games? Take our armies, drive up there, play 2 games, come away, done. And it's, you can book in easily. It's not a tournament. You don't have to sweat it. It's not a 2-day or 3-day 6-player event. It's semi-casual. It's not semi-casual. It's a place where you can go and play 2 match play games in a casual environment because you're not trying to win anything. You're trying to test it. That makes sense? I think that makes sense. I like the idea and we're moving forward. I'm moving forward with that idea. Spoken to a few people, tabletopevents.co.uk. I've agreed to host it. Now I need to work out the computer side of things and set up how the league's going to run and write the PDF and talk to Mikey P about hosting a few things and talk to JW Gaming about getting the mats to Tabletop Events and proofread the whole thing and get it all set up in the background and then make the videos about it, which I'll probably need to script a bit better than this, and then launch it to sell the tickets, which I'm assuming you'll go to the Tabletop Events website. Yes. So that's the thing I need to do with that idea, but that's coming. One idea. And then the Gehenna thing I spoke about, Operation Nogle's Garden. There is something I want to talk about as well. I haven't done much hobbying, okay? What I did do, though, is the little dudes with the little bases? When I was away at weekend at Paul's, you get the little bases. He gave me these. Now, I knew these were a thing, but, I ignored them. And these are like big base adapters. Where are these ones from? I don't know whoever made these, but SayHiPaul gave them to me. You could buy these. And what you do is you get your adapter like that. See? And you stick it around the base like that. Like that. And you stick that on, right? And then a bit of glue on there. And then with a bit of magic, you do that. So what I've got now is I've done 25 of these, the ones that were on my match playlist, and increased the base size. They look so much better, don't they? The chunky bases as opposed to the Diet Coke bases. They look so much better. So now I've got about 20 more to do. But I did the ones for the match playlist straight away, the list that I've been working out. And then I need to get, that's the only hobby I've done. I've increased base sizes from a bunch of stuff. The last thing I need to mention is Games Workshop sent this through to me. So very lucky. Thank you for Games Workshop sending me through to me for free. That's what happens when you're a big time YouTube celebrity. You get free orc stuff. I think this costs about £5,000 and is available for pre-order today. I do actually like the rules for the new kill rig. They're quite cool, aren't they? And you can like harpoon someone and stop them running away from you. And they're quite chunky. And they are toughness 8 with a 3-up save because squig-offs, giant squig-offs, their hide is like concrete. So, yeah, no idea how long or when this will be joining Murphy's Wah. But thank you for Games Workshop for sending it through. And it does the other different version of the kill. I wish they'd send more free things. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I wish they'd talk to me and say, hey, what would you like? And then I could give them a wish list. Because occasionally they send me beautiful things that I'm going to use. Occasionally I get sent stuff for Age of Sigmar or things that, you know. But be grateful. I'm grateful. That is my hobby update video, my ramble. If you want to support me, you can become a channel member and throw money at me. Don't do that. Instead, subscribe to deploymentzone.tv where you get a bunch more content from me, and then that unlocks the Discord. If you're already in there and wondering how you get in the Discord, then in the videos that we send out, the emails that you get to say, hey, a new video's up, hey, a new video's up. There's a link in each email which you click on that gets you in the Discord. Then you've got to verify that you're a Deployment Zone subscriber, and then it unlocks. It's, you know, ABC. If I can do it, you can do it. So that's the thing. So thank you. Join me that if you want to throw more money, though, channel members, or you can also join the DZTV Patreon, which unlocks the full Discord as opposed to the general threads. The general threads, there's about 30 of them, and the full Discord's like 150. So thank you to everyone who is already a supporter, subscriber, channel member. You guys are excellent. Got like 10 channel members now, 13 I think, which is a good number. And if you come to any of the events in October, November, December, I'll see you then. Thanks to Games Workshop for the thing. Click the subscribe button if you haven't, because when we get to 100 subs, I'll do a live stream. Happy wargaming.